from the workshop floor.
We are sharing all about our firsts.
Have I told this story before? Okay. Oh, God.
That was the most wonderful, wild experience of my life.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of Becky and Kelsey when you met them?
Be nice.
Yeah, be real, though.
The judge of character, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that she trusted me, but I was also like, I don't know that I would do that.
Thank you for being vulnerable, because now I felt like I could be vulnerable.
This week, we're talking our firsts.
And we have a special guest with us today. This tiny baby little mini printer.
This little cutie is going to be sending us out some questions, and we don't know what they're going to say. So,
Yeah.
like right now.
She's already got something to tell us.
I'll let her speak for herself.
Okay, sassy. We're in for a lot here.
Send us your questions, girl. I'm really excited because we don't do this all the time, but last time we did a question and answer based episode, it got pretty exciting.
We don't do this all the time as far as like the chatty ones, but let us know if you like them or not. Seemed like everybody liked the last Q&A episode. Q&A or no? I feel like throughout all of the workshop floor episodes, we've really gotten to know each other a little bit better.
She's alive!
The suspense is killing us.
What's the first thing you do in the morning?
Well, okay. I
Yeah.
had this reaction because my answer is not the answer I want it to be.
You're disappointed in yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's go on my phone. Like, I think that's a lot of people's answers. You, like, roll over and you're like, I'm not ready to leave the bed yet, but my brain is awake, so let's just see what's happening on Instagram or whatnot.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Stopped completely.
Yeah. And?
Really great decision.
Yeah.
The first thing I do is something that I want to like reward myself with throughout the day.
Yeah.
So I'll drink water.
Smart.
And then as the day goes on and I'm drinking water, the like reward center in my brain is like happier rather than if I were to be getting the reward from my phone.
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to want to keep going back to my phone for the rest of the day.
Is that a thing? Like the first thing you do is your reward?
See, sometimes if you get up and go on your phone, you could end up spending like the rest of your day on your phone. But if
Yeah.
you like
Oh.
get up and go like make your bed, for
something.
example, or you do a productive task, it's going to set you on a pace for the rest of the day to be on that level of productivity.
I know there's some science too about seeing natural light before artificial light.
Yeah.
I like suffer deeply with like seasonal affective disorder, and apparently this is what I'm not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
There's something about going out and getting like actual sunlight, even if it's not that sunny of a day. Just being in it is better for you the rest of your day.
Have you guys ever tried like the little lamp?
Yeah, the
get that little-
experience of it is so depressing to me.
That is.
I'm sitting in my sad, dark home in front of this like plug-in mega ultra bright little lamp, just trying to feel better. Yeah, but you know what I do want to try is they have, it's kind of like an 80s visor, but the light is built into it here. So it's like pouring down at you this way.
Ooh.
So it's like you're looking through natural light.
Feels easier to do.
Yeah.
Because then you can like move.
Yeah, you can like do
And
things.
it's
Yeah.
like golden hour and everything's just like, you know.
No, but it's not nice and sunny. It's like blasting blue light. Like,
Oh.
right down it. Yeah.
yeah.
I just get up and go to the gym, guys.
Yeah, that's an option too. I'm not a morning person.
Tell us, quick.
No, it's fine.
Prince,
It's not
what do you
a good
do?
story.
What do you do?
TikTok.
More phones.
I'm sorry. But to be fair, a lot of my TikTok feed is like cat content. So,
So it's good for us.
Dopamine.
right?
Okay. First concert you ever attended. I don't, like, there might have been, like, some that I went to when I was really young and I don't remember, but the first one that sticks out to me in my head that I remember is I went with my mom and her friend and her friend's daughter to Shania Twain.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
My first concert is similar where I was with my mom and my mom's friend and one of her daughters.
Yeah.
But it was also my daughter friend.
What?
I'm with you.
It was Hillary Duff. I went to go see Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff toured?
Yeah, so my mom took me to Walmart because Hillary Duff had a line that was called Duff Stuff.
Yes.
And like
Yes.
I
Oh my
never
God,
got
unlocked.
new clothes. Like if I wanted new clothes or like hand-me-downs or like I would find them from the thrift store. I'd like babysit, you know? So like this was a big deal. Like my mom took me to Walmart to go pick out a little Duff Stuff outfit for the concert. And maybe I could find a photo, honestly. And yeah, it was like best day ever.
That's
Hillary Duff. Are you
amazing.
kidding?
What was your first concert?
My next door neighbors growing up were like essentially like my family, and so there was 2 girls that are basically my age, my best friends growing up, and so their dad worked for a company that had a box at the Air Canada Center, as it was then. And so he was taking them and invited me as well to go see Maroon 5 from a box in the ACC.
Oh my god!
And I was like, this is concerts? I could do concerts.
Yeah, no. Oh my god, that's too high level. That's
so fun.
And really good show too. Maroon 5 put on a great show.
Old Maroon 5? So good.
Like, how old would you be?
That I can't remember. I do remember Adam Levine would like strum on his guitar a lot and then like flick his guitar picks into the crowd, and the ladies went wild.
I buy it.
I just like don't have a cool first concert because really I was trying to go see the Jonas Brothers, but it was Hannah Montana, so that I could see the Jonas Brothers opening for Hannah Montana.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
I was like in grade 9 or 10.
That's iconic.
It's
you
a
got
little-
both of them?
Both. A best of both worlds.
Yes.
No, but I wish it was like Shania Twain or like something just so Spice Girls, like something cool and classic.
I think you're not hearing it the way that we are. Like Hannah Montana and Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
So classic.
And because you didn't get to a concert before the age of like 14, that's very relatable for some people.
Okay, yeah, like
not-
I think because you said with parents,
Yeah.
basically, friends and parents. Yeah, my parents, like weirdly now my dad's a concert person, but back then, no concerts, no big group things. Yeah, so that was me and my friend going by ourselves.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to a concert. First celebrity crush. Well, Nick Jonas. Literally Nick Jonas. Yeah, for sure. I got stories, but
Wait, okay.
Go.
Go.
Give us
The
one.
forum.
have I told this story before? Okay. Oh god. Okay. I played co-ed baseball.
Yeah, you
And before I started high school, so this would be between grade 8 and grade 9, there was this guy who started to play baseball with also me and my best friend who loved the Jonas Brothers, and he looked so much like Nick Jonas that like my friend made me like a little shrine book that I'm pretty sure was a combination of both of their faces.
Whoa.
And like also me and this guy were like flirting at baseball, and then we hadn't gone to the same school yet, but we were going to the same high school. And then I went away for summer camp. Went to Camp Rock. No, I didn't. I went away to summer camp, and then I came back, and no, like
He looked different.
no, he just wasn't talking. Like he was over it, and I was like, my Nick Jonas. He looked so much like Nick Jonas. Can
Does
you
he
imagine
still? Do you know?
having a celebrity crush and then meeting somebody who looks like them and they're your age and they're on your co-ed baseball team? Softball, sorry. The people that play baseball really hate when you call softball baseball. I just can remember the book so clearly. Like a little like yarn bound, like she tied.
Wow.
And then it was just like printer pages.
I'm going to thank my older cousin for this one because she's about a year and a half older than me. So she was always, introducing me to the things I didn't know about. But thinking back on the timeline of it now, it makes no sense because we were too young. But it was Leonardo DiCaprio after watching Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So
That makes a lot of
like
sense.
that came out before Titanic though,
Yeah.
right? And I was 9 when Titanic came out, so like 8.
That's okay.
No, but it's
Okay, so-
fine.
Smart girl.
But Romeo and Juliet was also, as you know, in Shakespearean English, that
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann version.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't even know what I was listening to.
You weren't listening. You were just looking.
You were just losing
Just
your...
looking.
Yeah.
Oh
Listening
my
with your
God.
eyes.
But you remember like
Are
his
they
little
doing
hairs?
full Shakespeare in that
Yeah.
movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have like guns instead of swords. It's kind of weird, right?
Oh,
Where they try to modernize
I
it.
loved it.
But they're still
As-
like in olden times.
Yes.
No, if we're gonna modernize it, you modernize the language first.
The
No,
language,
that
the
was the fun
costumes,
part of
the
it.
sets.
He
I
like
know.
pulled out
That
his
was weird. Sword.
They were having a duel. And he's like, "Let me grab my long sword," and it was a pistol that said "long sword" on it.
Oh, is it?
It was
joke?
art. It was art.
Yeah, it's satire.
Satire.
The
Yeah.
little hairs like falling in his forehead all
Young
the time.
Leo is just...
No, but I watched like A Knight's Tale when I was super young, and like Heath Ledger, I thought we were getting married, and he was definitely like, I don't know, 30 in that movie, maybe? I don't know.
Becky loved Heath Ledger.
Oh,
Hearth
I'm so
Ledger.
sorry.
Was it
What? No.
Heath Ledger.
Sorry. God rest his soul. we
Very good. Wait, this one is long.
No. This is a conversation.
Oh.
And specifically for you, weirdly.
Oh.
Thoughts on Leo? do you have some
She
strong
wants to
opinions?
know. She wants to know.
Yeah, the printer wants to know.
He's also dead to us. As far as this, that we are.
We're all too old.
It's under the age. We're over the age of 20, whatever. 7, 5,
Yeah.
3.
You develop your frontal lobe until the age of 25. So as soon as a woman starts speaking her mind, it becomes a little bit too hard to date them.
Poor Leo.
That must be really hard for you. That's just what's happening.
Love young Leo. Also love what he stands for the world and the environment and his activism.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, it's quite genuine and
We can appreciate these.
yeah, we can appreciate that. And like Titanic, literally like one of my favorite movies. What's your celebrity crush?
It's funny because when I was little, like, wasn't like a crushy person.
Yeah.
But then as I got a little older, in middle school probably, I developed a little crush for Jake Gyllenhaal, who also is now a little maybe problematic.
I got reminded of one the other day because I saw a TikTok of it and I was like, damn, there really are no unique experiences. But do y'all ever remember watching Peter Pan, the live action?
That was a
Jeremy
good one.
Sumter?
Yeah.
Pull the picture.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And this was my more age appropriate
Yeah,
answer,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
It's really nice when it's age appropriate.
Yeah.
The crushes.
Yeah.
That's also a fave movie. Oh, so good. I need to watch it this year.
Okay.
Sorry.
This question got us
Yeah, I know.
too involved. Is this me? Who is this?
What's the first job that you ever had?
My first job was the movie that I was in. When I was like 14, I think I got casted for it.
Wow.
And that was a big job.
Yeah.
It was like the whole summer of like my school summer and then the first month of school. And then we filmed again in the winter for a little bit. So I was like out of school and I was like working and like on set all the time.
That's
was my
glamorous.
Yeah.
And that's your first job?
Yeah, girl.
Whoa. What was your first job?
Well, it's not going to be that glamorous. I think it was like delivering the penny saver.
What's that?
Local newspaper.
Classifieds, yeah.
That's a hard job because you have to wake up so early.
No. It wasn't. It wasn't an early thing. I think they dropped the papers off at the bottom of our driveway. I didn't have like a proper cart like I saw some people with because I wasn't sure about this job, right?
Yeah.
Like, let me just try it. So I used like a recycling bin on like a dolly.
You would.
It's
so
what I
resourceful,
had, right?
Michelle. So resourceful.
Yeah, and then you just would run those up to every house in your neighborhood, and I think it was 5 cents a delivery, like 5 cents a house.
Oh, that's how that works?
That's how that works.
You got paid to put the flyers in the newspaper too? Like there's ads that would come. Maybe not. Okay, so maybe that wasn't my first job. I did this also.
Oh.
I also babysat.
Yeah.
And you? Your first job?
Dance teacher.
Nice.
Yeah,
That suits
That
you.
tracks.
Thanks. I tried babysitting too because I was such a good dance teacher. And I took the CPR course. But like, it's all about who you know. My parents did not know. Those
Well,
kids. Yeah.
I got my clients through
Why? Wait, are we talking about something else?
No, I got my clients through my like friends, siblings, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where I would get my clients.
Oh.
I can't with her. That's your pull.
All right. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
First book / movie that really made an impact on you. The first thing that I can remember is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And my aunt actually gave me that book for Christmas, probably the year it came out, but I feel like it wasn't a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Because I read like a chapter of it and went, maybe not for me.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I put it away for months before I picked it up again.
You feel the same way?
It took a while, I think, to become like so big, of course.
Yeah.
I
I was just like, what is this? Book about a wizard. I wonder why my aunt gave me that.
Especially the first one.
Yeah.
That was going to be my answer too, like most memorable and impactful.
Really?
I remember going to the movie theater. Like this is a core memory, and the movie theater was packed because like everybody wanted to go see this Harry Potter film. I guess it was so busy that we had to sit at the very front of the theater, and I just like the core memory I have is sitting like this for the whole entirety of the film with my mouth open, just like. And then like I remember when the movie ended, and I needed to like crank my neck back and like come back to reality and be like, whoa, like that was the most wonderful, wild experience of my life.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't really remember a movie before that one, except for like the Disney ones. But,
Yeah. Hello.
yeah.
Like, I think my answer would be, like, my favorite movie still of all time is Into the Wild, which I definitely saw, like, when I was older, for sure. Like, end of high school was probably when it came out. But it's such a good story for those who don't know it. And I think it was, like, the first time I saw a movie where someone was, like, really connected to nature in a way that I was like, this is interesting. This is different. I love this story. It's so fascinating to me. Like, I'm always fascinated by people that, like, go out into the wilds and live on their own. Lots of good quotes in that movie. And I
have to watch
it.
that.
It's so good.
Yeah. Just have to wait a second.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think this is for you and I. What was your first impression of Becky and Kelsey when you met them?
Oh, no.
I'm ready.
Be nice.
Yeah, be real though.
I'm trying to, I'm thinking that I maybe am projecting the version of you guys that I saw in the videos
Probably.
before I even met you guys. So I'm having a hard time remembering what my actual first impression was.
Well, did it match?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd remember that if you're like, oh, these people are way different in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it matched.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, not of course.
No, like it matched. Like, I don't know. Sorry. Immediately I thought that there's maybe like a fakeness that you were implying, but
Oh,
no.
well, some people can
Right.
feel that way.
Yeah, no.
Or like, oh wow, they're like, yeah, like this on camera, but so quiet off camera or so mean off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so none of that.
Okay.
And it was funny because it was such a small, there was so little of us at that time, too. That
What was your era?
My era is,
Your entry era.
my entry era, it was you, me, Becky, Justin and Nick, of course, and Daniela.
Whoa.
That's it?
And then a couple weeks later, Andrea joins.
No way.
And then
Not Nina.
Nina.
not even
No.
Nina.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we were also just coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah. I
So
remember that.
it was just a different time, as even for you guys, I assumed, like, we were coming out of a pandemic. Even the DIY world changed in the
Yeah.
way that we, like, access stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we were navigating at that time.
Okay, hold on. What was your first impression?
What I have in my memory is that first day I came into work and Becky and I were painting part of the mural in the front room alone together. And I'm like, as a fan, I was like, I'm now just alone in a room with Becky. And I'm not a super social, interpersonal person to begin with. So to be like new to a job with someone you really admire and then to just be like quietly painting in a room alone with them. But she was like so sweet. She was like asking me about what music I like and like trying to help me loosen up. And I'm like, I like all music. The thing that's in my head for you is how like open you were and like very trusting because very, very early on, we were doing the Minnie Mouse house and you just like, you let me alone in your house.
Oh.
And I've been working here for like 2 weeks and I was like, this girl is like easy to trust. Like or maybe like a good judge of character. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad that she trusted me, but I was also like, I don't know that I would do that.
Well, Kelsey's probably also thinking this is her office, too, so you gotta go in there.
Yeah, I was like, we gotta get work done.
Yeah.
So. That's Becky.
What do we have? First date.
October 12th, 1988.
Yeah.
What?
Was the first date I ever
May 3rd,
experienced.
1992. I don't know that I have a particularly good story because I feel like dating culture was not like, it's not like it is in the movies. You just like hang out with people, you know?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even consider those dates.
Yeah,
like,
I
I had a
know.
boyfriend for like a few years before I had a first date, which was like after we
Right.
broke up, and then they like
Okay, so tell that first date story.
we went to go see a movie, and it was is it called 2012? It was in 2012 probably. No, it would have been before that.
When in the 6th grade, we were asked to present like a current news topic and out of your local newspaper, but instead I just took to like current news, and this was trending at the time, and I presented to my class that the world's pretty much gonna end because the Mayan calendar said so in 2012, and my teacher like pulled me aside after and was like,
Not
we
okay.
can't but like,
You thought it was real.
because like in knowing myself now, that's so me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
me to do.
Yeah.
I have like a side note to the side note. Do you have time for that?
Yes.
Because when you say that, that reminds me of 9th grade drama class, which by the way, I don't
Yes.
understand
Tell them.
I had with Michael Cera of Arrested Development.
And so many other
Yeah, it's so many different films.
We were actually in our little group together doing like our finals, but there was another group, and one of the elements of our drama final was supposed to be like recreating a historic moment, and the other group did Titanic from the movie Titanic. So it was like Rose and Jack, and we were like,
Historic.
I guess.
Oh, Rochelle,
Yes.
your thoughts on Michael Cera? Give us the real tea.
He was, I think the appropriate word is a-dork-able.
Oh.
Right? Like, he was what you would think.
What historical scene did you and Michael recreate?
Yeah.
It was the opening of the first Tim Hortons.
What? Okay, you're trashing on Titanic, Rose and Jack when you did the opening of Tim Hortons. For those that don't know, that's just a Canadian coffee chain.
Well, it happened.
Yeah. Well,
You
the
be
first-
Rochelle, playing Rochelle Gracie, and you be Rachel playing Michael Cera.
Thank you, yeah. Okay.
I think we started with Tim Horton being a hockey player
yeah.
and then dying.
Oh.
I'm sure there was one of these
Oh
involved.
no, we must.
The opening of the first Tim Hortons.
You're Tim's son now.
Well, yes,
I'm so
because Tim
sorry.
is dead.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you very much.
We must live on the legacy of your father.
Absolutely. And I think we can do that through the medium of coffee.
He always loved coffee. And scene.
Is that how it went?
No, I don't think so. Thank
Moving
you.
on.
What is the first piece of advice you ever received that stuck with you?
It's hard to say first with that one,
Mm-hmm.
but I have an answer that is relevant to us in this office.
Yeah,
In this
please.
studio.
Mm.
But when I was assisting you guys back in the day, I was at your house
Oh, yeah.
and I presented something to you that was needed to get done. And then I prefaced it with, sorry, I know this isn't a great time, but this is like something else we got to deal with or whatever. But then you stopped me and you said, no, it's okay. I've like something that I've learned or like internalized is like, there is no such thing as a good time. And I really like that really stuck with me. And there is no such thing as a good time. Like when bad things happen,
Yeah.
like it's never at a good time. Good things happen, maybe also not at a good time. So there's like no such thing. And I really put this into play when I got my 2 cats last year because my mom was on the phone with me and she's like, Rach, I don't know if it seems like a good time. And I just shut it down with a, Mom, there's no such thing as a good time.
This wise, sorry person once told me.
You changed my life.
I don't know who told me this or where I heard it, but it always runs through my head is like when you're overthinking something, it's like asking yourself, is this a helpful thought or is this a hurtful thought?
Oh.
And I don't know where that came from or what point in my life someone told me to think about things that way, but that has stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, if something's running through your head over and over again, you're like, if it's thinking about this helping me at all, or is it just setting me in a cycle? And then if it's not helpful, just, I mean, it's easier said than done, but just let it go.
Mine is going to sound so very shallow.
No.
But it was the first time a hairdresser told me to leave conditioner in my hair.
That's
And like, it was mind-blowing. And nobody had ever recommended that to me before. And I mean, like way back in the day before the internet and you could look up anything and curly girls could help each other out.
Yeah.
It's word of mouth.
You know, you're just a girl with hair that nobody else seems to have around and you don't know what to do. And this lovely hairdresser goes, you know what? I think you should try leaving just a bit. She didn't even say leaving conditioner. Like that wasn't a thing at the time. It was just some of your conditioner. Just leave it in. Don't rinse it out.
love that.
That could be
Thank
life-changing. Good
Right?
hair, good beauty advice, life-changing.
For real.
Thank you.
Thank you. You don't know what other people don't know. So
Yeah.
she could have just been like, obviously, like that's such a simple thing. Don't need to tell people, but like, just be helpful to people.
That was
if you think there's a possibility, you know,
right there.
just share the knowledge, share the.
Yeah.
We're not women splaining, we're women sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. First major DIY accomplishment that you were really proud of.
Now I'm embarrassed. But at the time, I was like, I'm cool. Okay. My mom brought home from work these like magnets that basically were like outdated that the company wasn't using. They were just like Circle branded company magnets. And it was like so many of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to arts and crafts. So then I started, this is maybe like grade, I don't know, I want to say grade 4 or something. Maybe it was like 8. I don't know if that lines up. I started gluing construction paper on these magnets and I made them all into bugs. So like one is a ladybug. One has multiple magnets and it's a caterpillar.
Yeah, girl.
Like just made all these bugs for the entire class.
I love that.
And then when I finished making them, aka working on them like every night for I don't know how many weeks, I went and I handed them out to my classmates and I was like, here's this bug magnet I made you, and you get a ladybug and you get this other bug.
Kids like innate feelings to share before we all get jaded by the world is so wholesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was probably my mom's idea. I was probably making one and she goes, well, you have hundreds of magnets. Why don't you make them for your whole class? And I was like, okay. Then like cut to 3 days later and I'm like,
The class is too big.
I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm sure there were like a bunch of crafty DIY things, but the really sort of relevant one that sticks with me from not that long ago, but it's kind of what started me on the woodworking journey. I was in my first apartment and I wanted some plants by the window and I couldn't find a plant stand that had the right dimensions that I needed. And I maybe was watching some crafty girls on the internet that inspired me to think I could make it myself. And I went to the hardware store to get some wood and maybe like a handsaw or something. And there was a combo set of power tools on sale that day. And the rest is history, I guess. So this plant stand literally changed the course of my life.
Whoa.
So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We were part of the there was definitely a butterfly in the bug set. We were the part of the butterfly effect, Becky.
I love that.
And then we also carried her home.
I was just thinking about, like, physics will suggest that, like, time has already been laid out and, like, it's already been experienced in a way. I can't even begin to explain why that is right now in small words, but that also, like, relates to the butterfly effect to me, that, like, no matter what you think is, like, happening, like, it's already happened, and what is gonna happen is, like, what's supposed to happen.
That makes you feel better or worse about things, because I think think about that in two different ways. You know, like you cannot change the course of your life. It's a little sad, or like everything's meant to be kind of positive.
One thing I've noticed about hardships in my life is that anytime they've happened, they've always made room for better things to come in.
Yeah.
So even though in the moment it feels terrible, and you have to, like, learn to work through that, I try to remind myself of the just wait for when this makes sense, so that doesn't feel so heavy in the moment.
I heard a saying recently, and I don't know if this is exactly how it went, but it's very close to this. It's like, I wasn't backed into a corner, I was pushed up against a door. So think about, like, you know, you feel like you're trapped, it's the only solution. It's like, well, maybe there's actually an out to something much better.
That was the eloquent way of going about what I just tried to say.
What was the question again? Is this still the advice? Oh, she'll tell us. First major DIY that you are really proud of. Right. Bug magnets, butterfly effect. Okay.
I think I would probably still say a robot bar cart. I've been saying this every time it comes up about, like, favorite video, favorite thing you've ever made, favorite first thing you were proud of. I love that. Yeah. It was such a cool project.
You should be proud. It was incredibly done.
Thank you.
Okay. First kiss.
My story's not very interesting. It's just a guy in high school that I was seeing for a short period of time. I feel like there's better stories on this floor. Please let there be a better story than that.
I got one. It's like before yours.
Okay.
It was kindergarten.
Okay.
I don't think I'm misremembering this because I feel like I got in trouble. His name was Tyler, and it was graduation day, and we got caught kissing behind, like, the teacher's desk for, like, a counter. Ooh. We really liked each other. Like, I found, like, a little card that he wrote me.
That's cute.
And, like, his name was in my little Spice Girls journal that I found at my parents' house.
Kindergarten, jeez.
I know. But we went to kindergarten, and then we didn't go to, like, I went to a separate, like, grade 1 and onward, so, yeah, we never knew each other. But that was my kindergarten boyfriend.
I feel like there's so many misconnections.
I know. You know what? The butterfly effect. But I'm really happy with where I am, so.
It's good. It's all meant to be.
I didn't know how to answer this question, to be honest, and I was a bit embarrassed to say that it was kindergarten, I think, also. But thank you for being vulnerable, because now I felt like I could be vulnerable. But yeah, I'm pretty sure my first kiss was in kindergarten, and it was, like, outside at recess.
Yeah.
And that person knows who they are. Yeah, definitely not age appropriate.
But also, like,
But we were just
as long
Yeah.
as they were young too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Kindergarten.
It's not age appropriate what was happening, but in your head, you're like playing house.
Yes, exactly.
In your head, you're like, this is what mom and dads are supposed to do. And you're like playing house because you're like, I have these feelings towards you that feel, I don't know, let's call them romantic, whatever the heck they are.
You're just imitating.
You're just a kid. You don't know.
That's the first kid. Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
I don't have to.
I debated in my head because it's not like a fun story. Prefaces, I guess, this idea that a lot of things don't just happen for me, and I then have to make them happen. So I think it was like tail end of grade 12, about to leave high school, and I'm like, I haven't had this quintessential experience.
Yeah.
And so even though there was nobody that I liked at the time, I wasn't really the type of person to crush on actual people that much.
Michael Cera had left the school. It's
he was
important
gone
that we
to
know
go
that.
film
Off
Arrested
the
Development.
table.
But yeah, so it was just a guy in a sort of like loose friend group. I hope he would not remember who he is because I just orchestrated a like dare type situation to literally just get my lips on someone else's lips before I left.
This is
high school.
relatable. I think it's relatable for people.
I really do, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, last
boy.
one. Who wants it?
It's
Oh my
lengthy.
goodness. Your biggest DIY fail with TSG.
I mean, I always go back to that clock that we tried to make years ago. Do you remember this? This was in our apartment after college. We bought like the inside to a clock, like the hands and the mechanism, and then we tried to pour concrete to make a circle clock.
Did that not work? I kind of
No, it didn't work because we didn't like raise the clock off of the concrete enough. So it was too deep in there for the arms to spin. And I remember us like chipping away at it, trying to get this clock to move.
Yeah.
And this was before I guess DIY content ever leaned like vloggy and fun. It was always very like instructional. Like if you weren't like step by step, then it wasn't a good video.
Yeah.
So I think we never posted it because we were well, no one's gonna learn anything. This didn't work. But now we would have been like, that's so funny. Look at us mess up this clock. Don't do what we did.
But we also would have filmed it in a fun way where you could like show that. But like if you just filmed clips overhead of like messing up, then like there's no actually personality moments there.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that one.
That's fine.
I remember the terrazzo.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to make terrazzo from scratch. And
How many times?
When
Oh
I
my
came
God.
in, this terrazzo kept being talked about again and again.
It was a recent fresh wound.
It was so
Fresh.
fresh.
yeah, I tried pouring stones and concrete and then sanding it down, which is like impossible. And then I tried a glass version where the glass just sits on top. Still didn't work. In the end, I like painted something for my apartment, but yeah, I never really actually nailed the terrazzo.
Girl, if you're not failing, you're not ambitious enough. DIY. So go
Good
for
advice.
it. Fail.
It's a piece of advice that stuck with me
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
DIY is sometimes just like 2 steps ahead and 10 steps back to figure something out.
Yeah.
And so it's not a perfect process. And if you think it should be, you're not going to be DIYing. You're going to stop yourself before you can even try.
Yeah.
My fail on the channel, I know like publicly it was definitely that light, cocoon style light. But I don't know if that was actually like maybe the first fail that like didn't work out. I'm trying to think though.
I just called you out in one.
Yeah,
in
what?
Law Fives.
Call me out again.
Like, remember? We were like, hey, Rach, hem these curtains.
Oh.
And then
Yeah.
you solved it in the end, kind of.
If I mess up, I want to present a solution. And
Yeah.
honestly, like my brain loves coming up with solutions. Like you have a problem, like literally come to me. You're not burdening me or putting any baggage on me. I'm like, let's figure this out.
Yeah, I love that. Like, we came back and you were like, okay, so I cut them too short, but I moved the whole thing down so you can't really tell. And I was like,
all
right. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, I remember when I was building those like 3D points for that tree base I made like 2 winters ago.
Oh yeah.
And I came to you like just for a casual little, what do you think? And you were like, clear the table. Okay. get me the paper, get me the scissors. We're gonna fix this.
I love making up. Like, I love planning and like making up patterns and stuff. Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Thanks so much for joining us on the floor today.
As always, we will be with you guys in the comments, so let us know if you have any firsts you want to share.
I know we shared a lot of good stuff today, but if you've got things you want to share with us, like I would love to know your favorite piece of advice you've ever received, favorite book, movie that you think we should check out. I'm always on the hunt for good recos.
Or you can just tell us your secrets.
Is that what they want to do in our YouTube comment section?
YouTube's still anonymous. So
it?
go.
Right?
Depends.
Well, we will see you guys next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.